session.
Live from Victoria, it's Thursday night! Woo! Thursday night, not live.
We need an audience cheer there.
Yeah, I'll add one of those in.
Sure.
Hey, it's Trenny and C. We're the house whiskey reviewers for the OMC, theoldmanclub.com. You can go out. You can go out there.
On there?
You can go on there.
Yeah. The World Wide Web, that is.
The intranets,
Yeah.
and you can check them out. They've got all kinds of cool stuff, articles, lifestyle, sports, some babes, all kinds
Lots of babes, yeah.
all kinds of cool. Us,
Yeah,
we fit
Some
right
real
in with babes. All right, anyway, or you can go to our website,
TrennyandC.com. It's
down
going to
there
be along
somewhere.
there. There's some subscribe buttons over there, some info buttons up there.
We
Click on them.
we do a new whiskey release every Thursday, and then on Saturdays we do some kind of other whiskey video.
Random crazy crap.
Yeah. Sometimes it's awesome. Sometimes it sucks. All right.
Okay, what do we have today, see?
We've got Maker's Mark 46. Or should I say what's left of our Maker's Mark
46.
46.
Yeah. Why do we have two glasses, though?
Because at some point we are going to taste some regular Maker's Mark and do a little compare.
Compare contrast. We're not reviewing the regular Maker's Mark. We're actually reviewing this one. But it's kind of nice to do it side by side just for reference.
Just to see what the differences are.
Yeah.
Shall I pour?
Go ahead.
And you can discuss some information about Maker's Mark?
Sure.
Or should we cut to our intro?
Yeah, cut to our intro.
Cut to intro.
See you in a second.
Out of order here. Trenny and C, drinking whiskey, describing all the flavors for you and me. Irish, Scotch, bourbon, and rye. If they like a bottle, they'll tell you why. Alright, we're back from the intro.
From the intro. Okay, yeah, so pour us a little glass here. I'll give you some info on this guy.
I'm having a tough time with words tonight.
Yeah, that's okay. This happens. This one comes with a cork, which I like because, the other one is a screw top.
This one,
Kind of annoying. I mean, I'm just a fan of the cork.
still got the waxy top though.
Yeah, which is a trademark part of the Maker's Mark. I believe if another company does it, you can technically maybe get sued. Is that
I
right?
heard a rumor.
This is a rumor.
Yeah, I heard a rumor that Maker's Mark looks for people doing red wax, and then they make examples out of them.
Right. And I feel like I've seen it on a bottle before. I can't remember what it is, but anyway. So what makes this one different from the regular Maker's Mark? What they do is they take inner staves, like the staves that hold the barrels together, except from an old French oak barrel, and they put it inside the barrel with the whiskey in it as like an extra aging medium. So
flavor enhancer,
whatever you want to call it, which is really cool, I think, because in Scotland, Compass Box tried doing that, and there's so many rules in Scotland that they got in big trouble for doing it.
Yeah.
Which I think, why not? It's a good experiment. Anyway,
something to do. Did you already cover the aging of this? Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
So regular Maker's Mark is aged around 6 years. This particular version of Maker's Mark, the 46, they only state that it's aged slightly longer. So these are no age statement products, but they're believed to be in that 6 year plus kind of range.
Yeah, so, and these guys also, the mash bill, they don't have any rye in it. Yeah. It's mainly the red winter wheat and corn and barley in both. So this is essentially the exact same mash bill as the regular Maker's Mark. Mm-hmm. So it's just that staves in the barrel and a little bit of extra aging to make it a little bit more unique.
Well, another interesting fact about Maker's Mark, before we actually drink any of it, is that they're one of the very few U.S. whiskeys, or bourbons for that matter, that use the Scottish spelling for the word whiskey.
You may not be able to see it, but right there, there's no E in whiskey right there. Cool, hey? Not really, I guess, but kind of cool.
Cool, super cool.
Okay, so Trenny and C, we cover color, nose, taste, finish, and viscosity. So we're going to go through these, and give a couple of details of what we think.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, color.
Yeah. So you can get a little look at the color on this thing here. But it's kind of like, I called it dark golden brown with a hint of red to it.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of a...
It is a hint of red to it, for sure.
Yeah.
And if you do compare and contrast to the regular, I feel like it's a little bit darker.
Maybe just slightly, yeah.
Just a slight dark.
This is that... This is the cinnamon girl that Neil's talking about.
Yeah, this is cinnamon girl.
Right here.
And speaking of that, in the nose,
yeah,
there is a little bit of cinnamon in there.
Cinnamony.
And there's a little bit of cloves and a little bit of the vanilla classic bourbon smells. I mean, I think nutmeg. For a lot of people, this is the classic bourbon, right? So it does have the classic bourbon.
And for a classic bourbon, a lot of bourbons talk about how old they are and what their legacy is and where they came from. And a lot of it's just bullshit. But Maker's Mark only first came out first bottlings were released in 1959. So it's not a really old, historic product when
it's
it comes
not
to
a
bourbon.
Multi-generational bourbon like a lot of these old ones. So kind of cool. It's you would consider it a new age bourbon, I guess.
Somewhat, yeah. I also get a bit of kind of a raisin smell to it.
Definitely, yeah.
Some brown sugar, and I always associate, right or wrong, I always associate a cherry flavor with Maker's Mark. And I don't know if it is cherry, but
I get
that's what comes to me.
Cherry. I get it on the taste as well. That it's like a slightly bitter cherry cola. Okay, let's taste it. You know what? It has, and I find this with Maker's Mark in general, it has a very woody, oaky influence to it. That's for me the first thing I noticed, because it sticks throughout the whole thing.
Exactly the same thing I was going to say is that the rival is bitter oak to me. There's a heavy bitter oak influence right up front. And it also arrives a bit spicy, which is surprising without having any rye in it. It's a bit spicy, but...
Yeah, and I assumed that it was a rye note in there because of the spice. But yeah, I think it's just the spices of the wood and the maybe that French oak. Anyway.
And then the vanilla and the cloves from the nose show up.
Yeah, and the cinnamon.
And then you get back into... a corn sweetness.
Yeah, completely. I think this is you hit the nail on the head.
I tried.
Yeah. It's a pretty damn good whiskey. It's 2% more alcohol percentage than the regular Maker's Mark, but it also costs quite a bit more, I think, too. Like maybe $10 more.
Yeah,
something like
not a ton, but just a little bit.
Yeah. Anyway.
Finish. You ready to move on to finish?
I do have to say, I do get like this, just on the taste and into the finish, it flows with what we were talking about with that really oaky dryness. The finish for me is dry. It has a bit of that, a little bit of milk chocolate on the finish, but also that sweetness of the brown sugar.
Yeah, there's a mild sweetness to it. There's a bit of a lingering... alcohol note to it on the finish, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then the cherry kind of reappears to me at this point.
It ends with the cherry on top.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's the cherry on top.
It is the cherry on top.
Viscosity, it is, like a lot of bourbons, it is quite oily. Just because the consistency, using a lot of corn, it is a higher fructose level and all that sort of stuff. So it does have a higher level of sugar, which in general I think basically makes it a little bit more syrupy and sweet. So coating the mouth a lot.
But it doesn't really hang around that long, I don't find.
No, not really. Anyway,
Right.
Not a bad bourbon.
Not bad at all. Should we have a sip of the other one and just kind of
Yeah,
compare and contrast a little bit?
Sure.
So since we've got time,
Hey,
we're here now.
all
right?
in the sake of whiskey research.
It's all about research, people.
Yeah. So.
Oh, I always want to pour myself first because I just don't care about you.
Yeah, that's fair. We were comparing and contrasting this a little bit earlier, and I think we had a little bit of differences. I personally find this one, being the regular Maker's Mark, to be a little bit more oaky, actually, which is kind of counterintuitive considering it has those extra staves in there.
Well, I found that the 46 was spicier, and that I found that when you remove that spiciness, this one was a lot more mild and slightly more easy drinking.
Yeah, and it could have something to do with less alcohol percentage. This one's 45%, this one's 47%.
And to me, the regular Maker's Mark has a little bit more of there's a little bit more of a kind of a walnut.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's not walnut, maybe it's almond.
There is a nutty note in it.
Yeah,
there's some nut.
There's more of a nut note in this, definitely less so.
Especially on taste.
Yeah.
I find.
Maybe not even at all. I don't think I actually had any notes. Neither of us had any nut notes on the 46, but this one definitely is picking some of that up.
They both have this spiciness to them and a slight dryness to them. So they're one of the same animal, same mash bill, made exactly the same way, besides aged a bit longer inner staves. And that's about it.
So anyway, let's put this one back here, just while we're having a little sip, and should we throw that score up there?
Sure. We gave it, actually...
The 46.
We gave this, the 46, 25.08. Okay, let's do this. Okay, we didn't fumble too much getting it out here. We'll see what happens when we stick it on.
Yeah, you grab that in. You grab that in and all.
Yeah, here we go. Ooh,
I'll do mine.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Oh, no.
It's going sideways now.
Okay.
Here we go.
Maker's Mark, right beneath Jack Daniel's 150, 25.08. So, not a bad bourbon at all. I'd say you still go out and get it.
I think both Maker's Mark are purchases
Solid
that you need
purchases,
to make.
yeah.
Double cheers.
Double cheers.
Double cheers. Trenny and C.
Also, check out the omc.com.
Wear your plaid, people.